During the past year, ICMA has offered a series of learning and training opportunities to 10 different localities, all focused on boosting upward mobility. Members of the Economic Mobility Cohort join us now here in studio to explain. Thank you both for your time today.
Glad to be here.
All right, let's get started with some of the ideas that you generated that led to you being selected as one of the 10 localities.
So Grand Island, Nebraska is my hometown, and I moved back there a year ago, and one of the things I noticed was that transit really had not changed much in 25 years. We have a dial-a-ride system that's very well used, very heavily used, very popular with the users, but not conducive for someone who wants to use public transportation to get to work or to technical training. You have to schedule it a day in advance, and you have to do that every time you want to use it. So definitely not convenient for someone looking to commute. So what we put together was a proposal to partner with our community college and with our high school to actually connect our residents with jobs and technical training through some type of different mode of transportation. And that was our proposal to ICMA, that we would put together that and we'd come up with an implementable plan and get that underway and going. That's not quite what we end up with, but that's what we started with.
Okay, very creative. So transportation needs. James, what about you?
Absolutely. So I'm in Chesterfield County, Virginia, and we're a community of about 370,000 residents. And so right away, we saw also, similar to Laura, transportation is certainly important, but workforce development is another piece that we saw that was important. Also, financial literacy was important as well. So our focus, among many, what we're going to focus just on a couple, workforce development, financial literacy, to make that and move forward in our community. And how we did that, we started to put together what I call micro conferences or micro sessions, and we moved out into the community and start having micro events.
That's amazing. And you are a little bit further along in the process. So let's kind of elaborate on some of the success stories that you've seen.
Moving into the program that we currently have, we call them pop-up events. LEAP is one of our learning educational programs that we have in the community. And I mentioned the partnerships with the YMCA, which was one of our community events we had. And so we had these sessions, and they were about 20 to 30 minutes each, focused on workforce development. So partnering with the local community college, partnering with our human resource department as we bring in individuals that, hey, we know that people need jobs, but they don't often have the job skills ready or know how to fill out even a basic application, a resume. So having staff on hand to work with individuals to do that.
There's lots of incredible success stories there. Laura, I want to ask you, for both feedback that you hear from your community members and then also the data that you gather, what are some of the biggest barriers to upward mobility that you find?
The first barrier we hit was disbelief that a problem existed, that people actually had a need or that they would use a different mode of transportation if we provided it. So that really was hurdle one, and I had that right in-house in my staff.
Wow.
Yeah, actually we did a press release about getting the grant, and I had panic from our transit manager, our public works director, saying, how can we implement this? We don't have the funding, we don't have the time, and we don't think there's a problem. So we actually had to kind of pivot right away in the grant process and working with ICMA to kind of change our scope of work to say, okay, we have to prove the problem exists.
And speaking of funding, you have an incredible sponsor in the form of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. How much does that support help with your initiatives?
I would have to say that it's huge. We are so thankful for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and partnership with ICMA to make this happen. Otherwise, this is funding that we wouldn't have, and we wouldn't be able to try this pilot case to work with our youth, our young adults, to make this happen in the Chesterfield County community. So again, we extend our heartfelt thanks from all of our board members in Chesterfield County and our county administrator as well.
Well, our thanks to the both of you for all of the incredible work that you're doing, and certainly our thanks to you for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.